most timbers are left lying.
Honorable Chair, Honorable Chair, I have a letter here, and I have a letter here request to read it. It says Kadalan Vengers, Revoke 77. Kadalan Vengers, Revoke 77. The Chief Officer Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries. The Chief Officer Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries. It is dated 22nd December 2021. Yes, the subject is request for inspection of partial work. Request for inspection of partial construction of milk cooling plant structure in Jamasa milk cooling plant structure in Jamasa Jamalil Ward. QT and NDCG SED 079 2018 079 2018. The above subject refers. Says the above subject the partial works to the construction of the proposed Chemelil Chemasa Ward milk cooling plant structure. Tender number NDCG QTN SED 079/2018-2019 at Chemelil Chemasa Ward. I am financially constrained and I therefore do not want to continue with the construction works. Thank you. I have the letter and I'll request to table it, but I wish that I'm given something to remove the pin.
Chair.
I give the letter.
Yes, Honorable. Before I allow Honorable Keter, maybe let us still give time, Honorable Bet.
Summarize this way. So you've indeed confirmed that the made a letter to your office that is not financially the fund that was meant for retendering. Do you still have that money?
For the retendering?
Now that you've been rolling over again?
Honorable Chair, Mr. Bet, Honorable Bet, we did not have money to that project. But 2 years ago, I wrote to the Chief Officer Agriculture and I asked him to request for 3.6 million for completion or for renovation of 3 coolers. One of them has Kapsabet Ward cooling plant structure. The other one is Soba Songo cooling plant structure. The third one is Chemelil Chemasa cooling plant structure, which it is referred here as Kapkwang cooling structure. It is there in the budget, 3.6 million. We tendered for the works.
Which financial?
Last financial year.
Do we still have in the current budget, or rather 23-24?
Last financial year, 22-23, I think.
Okay.
We were allocated 3.6 million for renovation works to those 3 coolers. 1.2 or around 1.6 went to Kapsabet World cooling plant structure. 1.6 was supposed to go towards the construction of Kap Kwong, that is Chemelil Chemase, and approximately 900,000 was supposed to go for the completion works to Soba Songo cooling plant. We gave out the works, even the award letters, even the LSOs.
You've confirmed. Thank you.
I confirm.
Thank you, Chair.
I confirm.
Chair. Thank you, Honorable Keter.
Yeah, thank you. We have had the explanation from engineer. So my question through Chair is that do you have any other case like that, or in this manner? That is the only project that you went and assess and pay the contractor as per the request. Do you have any other case of similar case?
We have one for Soba Songo. Up to this date, Soba Songo cooling plant structure is not complete, but it is roofed. It was one sheet missing, windows, doors, and plaster for the cooling plant structure. According to the BQ that was given out in 2018-2019, the works were approximately 1 million. But when we requested for more money, I added fencing, I added grease and grit trap, and I added construction of a toilet. We tendered the works that the contractor did not. I personally handed over the works, but the contractor did not report. We repeated again by handing over to another contractor. I handed over the works. The contractor did not report to site. We have even given it out some 2 months ago. The contractor now, we are in the process of giving out the award again for Soba Songo cooling plant structure.
No, the point is, have you paid the first contractor for Songo Soba?
Yes, we paid and discharged. It was around 261,000 shillings. Around 281,000 shillings for the works that were carried out. Now, the figures around 281 for Soba Songo, 261 for
and the other one is with the roofing. This other one is with without roofing.
Yes. I don't have the exact figures, but if I give you the evaluation in the procurement file, when I write a certificate and it is inspected, and I'm not the only one who does the inspection, there is a team that is normally appointed by the chief officer. So we did quantification and we forward the payments. We forward into the procurement file, and if you give me 2 to 3 days, I'll supply the house on what was paid.
So, Chair, maybe so that we can move forward. So you are confirming to this committee that it is only 2 in cooling plan. Out of 30 wards, it is only 2 whom you didn't manage to complete.
The cooling plans that are contracted, Honorable Chair, is not 30, it is 29. And 2 are not complete to date. So it was not 30, it was 29. One, Kaptumo Kaboi ward, a cooling plan was not constructed. Cooling plan structure was not contracted in Kaptumo Kaboi ward.
So are you in a position to give us maybe in a brief how are those other ones? What is the state of the others now? Are they operational?
Honorable Chair, at least 20 are not operating because of many things that have not been done. One, electricity has not been supplied to the 20, at least 20. Number 2, there is no toilet facilities. Number 3, there is no grease and grease trap. Number 4, there is no, the flow of these structures was built with ordinary concrete.
Chair, I want to ask the witness, why are you saying at least? We want you to be very specific. Secondly, you mentioned, secondly or thirdly, why is it that this project, you are changing contractors all the time, are only in one place, that is Tindred constituency, Jemelil Jamase and Soba Songo?
Honorable Chair, I do not have the latitude to change the contractor. The person who changes the contractor is the chief officer of the department. I am only given the orders to say, this contractor has been given work, kindly hand over the works and supervise. So I don't change contractors. Number 2, if a contractor leaves site and has requested to leave and to be evaluated for the work that they have done, the only thing to do is to advertise for another contractor. Number 3, I do not have the numbers, the exact numbers of the cooling plants that are operating and the ones that are operating, because the invitation letter that was sent to me was clearly asking me to shed light on dip and a cattle dip that is called Kapkwang cattle dip. That is the letter that I was requested. If I had been asked, I'll bring. But since I'm a good person and I want to help the committee and help the county, I'll give you facts that I know. There are many that I know of it.
Chair.
Maybe let me finish. So you mean that you are working under direction and orders?
My position, I work under people. I must work under directions. It is explicit. Yes. I'm not a chief officer. I'm agricultural engineer 2, 8 years down the line.
Yes,
Chair, I was still following up. Since you are the technical person in the Department of Agriculture,
yes,
and now you have mentioned it lightly that some of those projects for cooling plant up to date, they have not received maybe power or something else. I thought before any project is being done, the visibility studies will be done and advice accordingly. Because if the way you are mentioning now that the project was for 2017, 2018, up to date, those projects have never served the people and money has been injected. Now, if it were you, who is to be blamed in this case?
Okay, Honorable Chair, Honorable Keter, I would like to clarify something and demystify a myth. 90% of the projects I handle in the Department of Agriculture, there is nothing called a feasibility study that was done. The only people who do feasibility study is the World Bank. Cattle dips, no feasibility study. Milk cooling structures, no feasibility study. And if I had powers myself, I would not have built all those static cooling plant structures. There is a cooling structure in Terik Ward. It is only 17 kilometers to Kisumu. Milk is 70 shillings in Kisumu. Why would someone take his milk from Terik Ward to NDCU in Kabiet and wait for 40 shillings for 2 months?
So in this chair, so that I can rest my case, it means that you have not been involved. Despite being the technical person, you are never involved. You are never involved in all these projects and advisory part of technical.
I have not said I was not involved. I have said 90% of the projects that I handle, there is nothing that is called a feasibility study that was done. The office in the morning, and I've given a list. Zakaria Kipkemboi, these are the 30 sites of the cooling plant structures that should be built. Kindly develop a bill of quantities. That is practically what I do.
Chair, it is now to the record of this House, Chief Officer in charge of Agriculture made it very clear. In fact, one of the examples he used was the cattle dip that collapsed in Chemase. And he said, we normally do feasibility study. That is what he said. In fact, Chair, if you remember, you asked him, do you normally go and work before feasibility study? He did confirm that they do feasibility study. Now we are receiving contrary opinion from the engineer in charge of department. Anyway, it's not for your consumption, but we are trying to get something. And could you please tell us, you've talked of retendering the pending projects. Which kind of procedure have you used in tendering these projects? Is it RFQs or open tender?
As guided by procurement chair, any construction works or any works below 5 million are tendered using a method called request for quotation.
Are you, through the chair, are you able to avail the stall projects? Are you able to avail those who are done RFQs on the 3 said projects? And
So I can give you RFQs 20 minutes after leaving this place. I go and print and bring it to you, the 3 that I did.
Thank you.
Let me clarify something. If somebody tells you a feasibility study was done, they should show you the budgetary allocation line for feasibility study. It doesn't cost 10,000 shillings to do a feasibility study. It is millions. Over 500,000 shillings for a feasibility study. So if you do not allocate a budget for a feasibility study, or if a feasibility study has not been availed to this house, a feasibility study is a document which is 500 pages plus. It is not 20 pages. It is not 3 pages. A feasibility study is not done by the county agricultural engineer alone. It is done by very many stakeholders. And even the county assembly will know that a feasibility study has done. The biggest feasibility study I know was carried out for us for an avocado packhouse, milk processing plant. A condensed fashion was used for the coffee milling plant. A feasibility study was also done for Kochengei chicken slaughterhouse. Those are World Bank funded projects. County government of Nandi funded projects, no feasibility study. I stand to be corrected, but for the 7 years I've been in the Department of Agriculture, I have not been asked to do a feasibility study. What we did was we took forms and we ticked. We ticked and to see which side it is most suitable for the building of a cooling plant structure. That is why the people of Chepkongan to date think that a milk cooling plant structure would have been built for them, which is not true. We went there collecting data, and we visited at least 3 sites in Kaptumo Kaboi, and many others, even in Lesos, even in Koserai, even in Sobasongo. We visited at least 3 sites to choose the most appropriate site.
Chair, so as I rest, according to your own opinion, do you think have we lost some resources, and are there some losses that has been in?
I wouldn't say there are losses, but I would say there's no value for money. There's a difference.
So you confirm.
I confirm that there's no value for money for at least over 50 cattle dips that are stalled. There is no value for money for at least 20 coolers that are not operational 5 years down the line.
Thank you.
Honorable Chair.
Yes, Honorable. Let me first give Honorable Kogo, then Maina.
Thank you, Chair. May I ask the witness, you've told us that there are contractors who do not want to take up again their mandate as contractors, citing non-payment. What might be the reasons as to why of this non-payment? Whom do you blame for this?
In my own opinion, I would say there is systemic failure in the whole of Nandi County. Why would you advertise a project when there is no money? There's a very big systemic failure. There's somebody who has not been paid a cattle for over 1 year now. 360,000 shillings. What is 360,000 shillings for a county?
And so maybe whom do you blame?
I have said there is systemic failure.
Okay,
every other part, every other organ in this county is failing.
My other question, if given the chance to rate this department as an engineer, in a scale of 1 to 10, how do you rate yourself and your department?
What I've encountered, I've interacted with at least 5 CECs in this county. I think we have the best brains in the Department of Agriculture. Not only CEC, not only CEO. In fact, our CEO is the most hands-on CEO. 6 in the morning, sometimes we are handing over cattle dips. We are dosing with acaricides, and I've been there. So,
Chair, point of
rating, I would say agriculture is leading in the
Chair.
No, honorable members, let me give guidance.
Yes, let him finish my question
Let
first.
me give guidance.
You know, I'm worried, Chair,
yeah.
of the statement that the engineer is raising. Handing over a cattle by 6 and collapse in the next 1 week. Is that competence?
I have said.
Okay. Let me give guidance. Engineer, you've been asked to rate the department, if I'm not.
Yes.
Yeah. So
In a scale of 1 to 10 through the chair.
And you should not bring in other departments. So just rate your department.
Agriculture, 80%, 8 out of 10.
That's 8 out of 10.
Yes.
Now, my final question. We have a cooling plan in a place called Tabolwa. Do you know that place? And if you know, what is the status of it? Thank you.
Tapolo cooling plan was built in 2020. The first contractor did not report on site. So it was retendered, and a contractor went on site. In fact, he had quoted slightly above all the other contractors at approximately 1.1 million. It is not working. It has not been powered. It is on a land that I don't know who belongs to, because it is in Tabolwa Center. It is one of the cooling structure that is in far-flung areas from the County Department of Agriculture. I have been there.
So you are citing something on the land issue. What is it about that?
I don't have the exact facts, but I don't think it is on land belonging to the county government of Nandi. That is my thinking, but I don't have the exact facts. And many others, it's not only that.
So maybe through the chair, can the engineer, if possible, to submit documentation on the said? Thank you.
In conclusion, Chair, I know we are about to leave this thing of cooling plant. I know engineer is very much aware. We do have a cooling plan in Chemundu from Getuny, whereby the structure has been built. They have put also the cooler. There was an engineer. There was a contractor who came actually to do some connectivity. The power is there, but then up to today, that cooling plan has never worked. The cooling plan has never been tested, despite the two contractors being on the site. I am not aware, so the first contractor was only to deal with the structure. The second one, after the supply of cooler, I saw he was just doing some funny, I don't know how, because I'm not an expert in that area. But up to today, I don't know how much was injected for the connectivity, and not so sure. Maybe you give a brief of what the second contractor was coming to do in that place, and how much did it cost all the works that has been done.
Okay, I don't have the exact figures, but the renovation works for that cooling structure, including powering, which was paid to Kenya Power, was approximately 1.2 million. If you allow me to accompany the NARIC team that is coming here on Wednesday, I'll give the exact facts because I'll be having them on with me. But number two, the people who placed the cooling structure, I mean the cooler, the chiller, 2,000 liter capacity chiller, it was a proposal of NDCU, Nandi Dairy Cooperative Union, to the World Bank, and they were given 7 chillers. One of them was given to Jemundu Kapngetuny through the Lalua Multipurpose Cooperative Society. If you give, we had a problem of way leaf, but 2 months ago, 2 weeks ago, I was informed by the chairman of that cooperative society, Mr. Rotich, that now they have sorted the issue of way leaf, and we can go and commission, not only commissioning, but if they bring enough milk, we can show them that the the chiller was working. In any case, all these 7 chillers were pre-inspected and tested before they were delivered to Nandi.
Chair, I want to be in the records. The second contractor, as you purport to have come and do renovation, I'm very much conversed with that place. There is no, you cannot do renovation for something, for the building that it was done recently. And I can confirm